Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be bringing you today a full day of training following the Decacomp programming. We've got quarterfinals in the rear view and we're sort of looking to the far horizon for the semifinals. So a little bit of some foundational training and then some spicy stuff mixed in to make sure the heart keeps pumping. So yeah, follow along, let's do it. We'll see. See what happens. I'm not following it super closely. I won't follow it until the scandals start to erupt, and then I'll be right in it. My favorite part of any online competition.
Scandals. What'd you think of all the event 3 nonsense that happened with the scoring and all that? Did you follow that at all?
Yeah, oh yeah. Got 1,000 emails about that.
Oh yeah.
It sucks. It's interesting. I understand where CrossFit's kind of come in on it, that the people who have maybe made those most mistakes have not shifted the leaderboard significantly. There are probably a couple places that would be in flux if you really went through it with a fine-tooth comb. I think the expectation from the athlete side is if we're filming videos and doing this and that, somebody should be going through it with a fine-tooth comb, or else what are we doing? But it's hard. I noticed in the team side, they've got now like the 25-foot section, they have handstand walks, walking lunges, and shuttle runs. Yeah. And it's 1 rep for one 25-foot section for handstand walks and for walking lunges. But for shuttle run, it's a half a rep. So immediately you can see why there's like some form of confusion. Yeah. And like how these things start to happen. You should just make the shuttle runs, 25-foot section is 1 rep, and then double the reps. Instead of making it 2 shuttle runs, 4 shuttle runs that each of them are 50 feet, make it 4, then 8, and every 25 feet is a rep. Because we're pretty programmed to think of a section as 1 rep, like when we do handstand walks in competitions, lunges, whatever, like we're always split into sections that are reps. Yeah. So to have a half rep feels unnatural, and I think that's probably where some of the mistake got made. And of course it's the athlete's responsibility to read it and know it, but I don't know, probably in some places you're dealing with language barrier, you're dealing with all kinds of stuff, and it's too bad. I think, yeah, it's sad to know that people haven't, like, you know, I think the review process people maybe thought would be more diligent than it was, but I don't know, hopefully nobody got skewered too bad on it. It's hard. I don't know what the solution is that satisfies all parties, really.
I have no idea either.
Yeah.
What do you got going on here?
Oh, we're just setting up for got like a speed clean and jerk ladder kind of situation, and so we got to set up all of the equipment in the whole gym. So you know, while I'm warming up, I'm just trying to set up these other bars that I'm then gonna cold pull in the middle of the workout.
What's the weights for the waves here?
It's percentages. It's 80, 85, 90. So I think I'm gonna go 285, 300, 320. Okay. And then just the 3 bars, and then a 3-minute rest, and then 3 rounds through that. And then there's like an EMOM at the 85-minute bar, or 85% bar at the end. So just some volume in for clean and jerk. Just get some heavy load in.
Clean and jerk or just clean?
Clean and jerk. Yeah, so clean and jerk. So, I'll work on that overhead. Be good. These are the kind of workouts you spend more time setting up than actually doing. 1 done. I'll get a warm-up rep.
Take you back to your curling days?
If you don't do that, what are you even doing, you know? You gotta enjoy it. If I'm gonna dig out like every plate in the gym, gotta have efficient ways of getting around, you know?
Yeah.
It's not going super well. Close it up.
That's better.
Just desperately want to do an extra clean. I don't know why. Oh well.
Looked like you set up better on that last one.
Yeah, the clean on that last attempt, like the one I missed.
Yeah.
Terrible. Immediately, like on my toes, I like had to save the clean. Stupid. Still my fastest round, but missing my last bar on all 3 rounds is not cool. Well, you know, not always wins. Yeah, and I was trying to get in at like 45 seconds every round, but I kept missing my last bar.
Yeah.
Missed the jerk on the last bar all 3 rounds, and then had to mop it up after that, so. You know, not the best execution, but it's all right. We'll do the next thing.
On to the next piece?
Yeah, might as well. Don't have a lot of time before the noon class, so gotta keep chipping here.
Okay.
The good news is my second clean and jerk on the last bar every time was usually pretty good.
The second one was good.
I just couldn't figure out how to do it the first try.
Would you chalk that up to the fatigue adding up, or just being out of position?
I think that my positions were bad, and that might be partly to do with the last couple days or what, or just rushing. Like, it's training, there's no consequence.
Yeah.
Like in the last round, I was like, go through it clean, but then you don't want to stand around. So I was like, oh, whatever, like try it. Worst case, I get to do another training clean, and I got to do a lot of them. But no, it's okay to do that in training. I just have to figure out, make sure I don't do it on a competition floor.
So you texted Michelle?
No, I'm just reading the instructions. Sometimes I accidentally text her before I read the instructions. It doesn't go over well. So I'll actually read them. So I don't think it says anything. So I'll try to power and we'll see what that looks like. May or may not be power cleans. And I'll split jerk. Worst day ever. Every piece takes like 20 minutes to set up.
So no chain, so now you're gonna go bands on the squats next?
Yeah, so I just have to find something to attach the bands to, which is like, not a huge deal, but just takes an extra few minutes to setting things up. Put away all this stuff in between sets.
Yeah.
It's a pretty standard day for me though, like trying to set up the next thing while you're doing the previous piece.
Yeah.
You can try to get in and out quick. Work sometimes, not a lot of rest, not a lot of standing around.
So how many different parts do you have in this first session here?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7. Today's got like, I don't know, we don't weightlift every day, but today's weightlifting to start. Kind of 3 pieces of weightlifting, powerlifting. 1 CrossFit workout, no, 1 accessory, long accessory, push-pull. And then like 1 CrossFit workout, and then a bit of like accessory on the back end. Lots of accessories. Oh. Lots of, yeah. I think I don't do a lot of just CrossFit-y, like triplets, couplets. Depending on the year, if you're getting ready for, depending on the time of year, if you're getting ready for the Open or quarterfinals, we do a bit more, but now that we've got a bit of a gap, just lots of strength building, general conditioning, sit on a bike for an hour, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, not as much CrossFit as people might think on a day-to-day basis. Well, but I guess CrossFit is everything, right?
It's everything. So.
Crushed a bit on that one. One more. Oh, and that's kind of it for heavy stuff today, which is nice. I kind of hate starting sessions with heavy weightlifting. Yeah. And I usually do those sessions at like, I don't know, starting at like 9 or 10 a.m. And they just suck. I always feel like when I manage to push that stuff off till late in the day, I feel a lot stronger.
Is that because you've already been warmed up and like been moving around a lot?
Your system's a bit more awake. Like,
yeah.
I wake up and eat, roll around a bit, play with the baby, and then I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe if I spent 30 minutes warming up more, but I try to like get done what I need to do and then slowly warm up doing the movements.
Yeah.
It always feels better when it's afternoon than morning. All right, last one. Go find some bands.
On 10 sets here?
Yeah.
10 sets, 2.
Yeah, 1 1/4 front squats, bands.
How's it with the band on there? Like, do you feel the tension?
Not too bad. You feel a little bit. Because of how it's set up, it's kind of pulling me forward.
Yeah.
I don't hate, given how I was super far forward on my cleans.
Yeah.
I think that having to pull back is actually okay, so it's a decent setup. I could maybe add a little more tension, but it's probably fine. Chip through those, start setting up the handstand push-ups on the sled. I'll get the sled out of the shed.
Shed?
So, yeah, got some work to do here.
Literally a shed.
Yeah, it's new. Trying to save some space in there.
So what's going on here? We got the PVC parallettes.
Yeah, I'm measuring them to figure out what the deficit is so I can use them for the next thing. And I gotta add an ab mat, I think, to make 8 inches. But we're good. And I'm gonna go get a set of squats in. And then we'll start setting this stuff up. It's good.
Are we just doing a running clock? Interval emo?
gonna do some more CrossFit-y stuff next. It's kind of intervals. Doing some like running, chest to bar, deadlift intervals. Like high intensity stuff. I feel like my programming mostly gets split into like higher intensity days and then some higher volume days that are meant to be a little lower intensity. So today's supposed to be high intensity, so this kind of stuff, it's like a 2-rounder with a rest and then repeat, and the point's to kind of push it hard.
Yeah.
And then try to do it again, like push to the point of breakdown though. So those are always fun days. I don't like those as much sometimes, but it's stuff that I need to work on. Like cycle speed, like pushing cycle speed, pushing pace through certain things. Yeah, I tend to rely on my skills more often than I should.
What's the weight on the deadlift, or what's the rep scheme here?
So it's 400 meter run, 21 chest to bar pull-ups, 9 deadlifts at 315, 2 rounds of that, and then a 3-minute rest, and then 2 rounds again.
Did you put your bar away?
No, I set one over there, far, and there's one pull-up bar I can use over there. It might be a little hairy, like my head's gonna be kind of close to the wall, but I've done chest bars on that bar before, so I'm pretty confident that it should be fine. But yeah, there's like 2 pull-up bars I can use in this gym. So,
is your training on a normal basis? Is this like more what it looks like, with more interval style, like less CrossFit work, more accessory work, or what's like your?
Yeah, it depends on the time of year. Right now, it's more, we have a break again before competition for a couple months. So building up some skills and strength in isolation, and then you kind of mix them in. So I'll maybe have a day like today where it's like Olympic lifting, accessories, lots of stuff like that, and then maybe one more CrossFit-y workout. And then as we get closer to competition, you might have more like 3 of those Metcon type workouts that are competition style, and then a few less just like pure powerlifting, weightlifting, accessory kind of sections.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's lots. And when I'm doing lots of volume, I tend to do it in a lot of accessories because it's a bit lower impact, easier on my body, and I can accumulate lots of volume and still get strong and stay fit.
Some people in the comments say stuff like, "Pat, quit your job and just work full time," and or like open a big gym like the barn or something like that, so you have your own space. Like, we just watched you work around a bunch of people doing a bunch of different workouts. Like, it's not a big space in here. What do you say to the people who kind of lean towards that?
I don't know. You don't know me. You don't know what's best for me. There's no good answer. I think the reality is that everybody works a little different, right? And like this is the way I've always done it. I kind of like staying low key. I work around the members. I try to do my own thing. I hit emptier spots in the gym when I can. I do open gym training, and I get my job done. My work doesn't interfere with my training as much as people might think. I think it gives me a little bit of an outlet where I don't have to think about CrossFit for 8 hours in a day. So it's nice. It provides me a little bit of balance. Whereas if I was just all I had to think about and do was exercise and CrossFit nonstop, it starts to feel a lot more like a job, and then that's your job that you're telling me to quit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I find it's like an appropriate balance. I don't overdo it on my work side. I only work in the clinic a couple days a week right now. It's not like I'm working full time, but it lets me do something else. And I think it's nice to be like just another person in the gym sometimes. The other day I had, maybe Tuesday, had a bunch of running intervals, and they were like ramp up, like 2 minutes easy, 1 minute, like 7 on 10, 1 minute, like 9 on 10. And my first round, I felt like my hamstring was gonna explode. And then it kind of eased into it. And I did a pretty long warm up before too, and it just they've just been, I feel like I've been doing a lot more running and a lot more posterior chain stuff, so they've been a little bit touch and go. Lots of Bulgarian squats and all kinds of goodies, so they're just tight. They're feeling good.
Okay.
The bar is going to be about mid-shin. Okay, your back is flat. Your hips are a little bit lower. You're wanting to straight legs. We're not using it down. We're not letting our feet come off the ground. My heels do come off.
I'll trust a couple of those.
But I'm really relying that hip tops.
I've done big pull workouts on this bar, and I know I'm not going to hit, but every time I jump on it, the first couple sets, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm tempting fate.
Oh, got 34 reps.
was that?
Deadlifts are hard.
Yeah. Just the lats gone from the pull-ups?
Well, to be honest, I think these plates have no bounce.
Yeah.
Like these are nice bouncy plates. The ones on the outside are super dead, and it feels like they're glued to the floor. As soon as I come down, I'm like, oh, like you don't get much benefit from hanging onto the bar almost. So that was harder than I expected, and I didn't love it. It's 2 sets of 9, so you just kind of deal with it. But to be honest, the run was able to be smooth. The pull-ups was like trying to be relaxed, not overuse my arms. But deadlifts were way harder than I thought. We'll see. That last run, the last 400 meters of running was tough. Like, you know you're going in to the last bit. And honestly, in the first 3 rounds, that run wasn't too bad. But I think starting that second set, you're just already a bit ramped up. And going into the first round, when you came off the barbell and back to the run, you're feeling it pretty good.
What was the pace on the run there?
I was running about 18 to 19 kilometers per hour for most of it. To get me off like about a little faster than a 120 400.
120
About
400.
120 or a little faster.
Yeah.
And then the last round I was like 124, 125. Took a bigger break before the pull-ups. Took a bigger break before the deadlift. I think I was 427 for the first round of 2, first set of 2 rounds. And then I ended at 12:12. So I lost 15 seconds between my first 2 rounds time and my second 2 rounds time.
Okay.
So I think part of that was for sure the pull up to deadlift transition, and that last round, a lot of it was the run, transition to pull up, transition to deadlift.
Yeah.
Probably most of it.
It's probably most of it in the second round there,
Yeah.
not the first round.
Well, it would have been super baller to down split that, but even coming off the run, when you just had pull-ups and deadlifts left, my legs were like, dude, don't jog. Oh, it was harder than I thought. Those are slow deadlifts. I think some bouncier plates would have done me a lot of favors, but better to have that in competition than in training. And I gotta say, I was talking a little smack about these bike intervals later today in the second session, that I thought the paces were slow. After doing that, the paces might be okay. See how well my legs do. But I think for 45 minutes of biking, it'll be nice to have some, well, I think your normal 7 out of 10 pace might feel like 8 out of 10 today.
Your legs feeling heavy right now?
Yeah. So I would try to do some of this right afterwards, get some like active recovery flush. I try to bike at about what my run cadence is and just set the damper really low. Saves my ankles and knees a bit, doing like way more running, but
yeah,
you sort of get the same stimulus as a recovery run. So it's good, doing more of this. That was heavy. I think I did that about right. Felt pretty in control until that last round. And then feeling pretty tough.
You got burned down on the last time anyways?
Yeah, well, I was trying to tell myself that. It wasn't exactly happening that way. Just the weight the deadlift felt was like, yeah, I felt like I was preparing myself for that from the second I got on the runner in the last round. Like, don't be dumb.
because you're gonna break those deadlifts into 3 sets.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kept it all unbroken. Breathe pretty well in the pull-ups, which I liked. Historically, I haven't done the best breathing and high intensity workouts with pull-ups. I just like choke my breathing a bit, I think. So practicing that is really important for me.
Do you focus on like breathing cadences and things like that when you're training?
For sure. And it's easy in some things. The movements are smooth. They're really intuitive. The difference in a pull-up between, you know, breathing every rep in and out versus breathing every 2 reps, like out at the top, in at the top, is a significant difference, right? Like you're breathing half as often, which is fine sometimes when your heart rate's low, but when your heart rate gets fast, it's really hard. But it's a good way to slow your heart rate if you can do it. So good tool to have. Like sometimes you just have to make the switch. As your body kind of switches energy systems, you're like, oh, like I can't hold that 2 breath cycle. I need to start breathing more, and you just do. Like my last round was more like every rep, but the first 2.5 rounds, I was able to keep it much more relaxed, which is good. Because we do a lot of that. That's what that whole friend situation's all about.
Yeah.
Who can kind of control their breathing while getting their heart rate really high. And those gymnastics movements are often the ones where you can do it well, because there's a little bit of a weightless period of it. And people who move a barbell really well too and have good overhead mobility, there's a bit of a moment.
Yeah.
So it's about finding that stuff and exploiting it. It's not that complicated.
No. Is it, do you find yourself like focusing on different things in workouts? Like this one today, were you focusing on a specific element, or were you just kind of going through the motions of it and seeing what happened? Or
I usually try to give myself a specific goal, because it helps you. I mean, the point of today or a workout like that was like go hard, go high intensity. But what does that mean? That's such a generic statement. I'm going to go hard on this, so I'm going to attack it. So sometimes I like to look at it as, you know, where are you going to make that difference? And for me on this one was not about the deadlift really, although in the end getting faster on the deadlift bar might have been where you make up time compared to what I did, but I wanted to run fast and try to be smooth on my pull-ups and think about breathing on the pull-ups. That would allow you to control your heart there instead of spiking it, so that, you know, the second round when I get back on the runner, I'm still feeling like strong. And so more of it was about pushing the run. You know, if you're making up 5 seconds every run on somebody, and then you're able to get your heart rate down on the pull-ups, you're really dangerous in a workout like that. So I don't know, I tried to start the first round and feel like I was probably running too fast, and tell myself like, oh, this is the kind of workout where if I was doing it live, it might look like I'm coming out way too hot. But days like today, when that's kind of the focus, if I catch myself thinking that, I try to tell myself that's good. Like that's the target, like good. So do this, hold it. See how long you can hold it. If you can't hold it, what do you do when you collapse? Like, do you just stop, or do you like, are you able to scramble and rally? Like a workout like that is 2 rounds. Like you fall apart, you're probably falling apart on the pull-ups or the deadlifts in the second round. Like you just get to the end. Lick your wounds, figure it out, be like, hey, oh, I ran a bit too fast. Oh, I strategized this wrong. So mostly I just try to go in faster than I would want to. And if I feel that, I think I'm doing the right thing. And then just be specific in the places you want to attack. Because in a triplet, just saying I'm going to go hard doesn't really mean much. Like, okay, like what is that? Are you going to run faster than you normally would? Are you going to transition faster than you normally would? Are you going to do bigger sets than you normally would? What does fast mean in that context? So it's being specific in your goals is super important. It's no different for like one piece versus another piece in training.
Numbers. How's that GHD for those reverse hypers?
We get by. Make it work. But for years I was doing the craziest setups to get my stuff done. Substituting anything I could for anything similar. You make it work, you figure it out. You get fitter. You're not gonna get less fit doing it.
I had to get these matching outfits in. Look
Blah,
at
blah, blah,
this.
blah, blah.
Are we fancy?
Look at these matching
Are
outfits.
we fancy?
Oh.
Yeah. And stand up. Man, he's actually way bigger than Yeah? What's that? Oh my gosh. Casein protein.
Is that how you get so big?
Yeah. Hey. Oh, you gonna do a trick? No. Oh, there, he's going for the shaker. Nice. Destroy. Nice job. Destroy again. Nice. Okay, one more time. Destroy. Nice. See? Well trained. Gonna be like Dad? Be better than Dad? Yeah. The spoiled little kid.
What you got there? Is that your new chair?
I don't know what the heck it is.
The fun of managing a home gym.
Yeah, I just move things around so I have enough space to do whatever I need to do, like right now. And then I pile it all back in at the end.
Yeah.
I just kind of throw things from one place to another. See?
We got the laundry bins, we got the
Now I can get to the plates.
random stuff bins. People are gonna take note here. The most noticeable thing here is the box of freezies over here.
That aren't frozen. There's a bunch in there, but I haven't been, it's been winter. I haven't been crushing them. A good freezy, Mr. Freeze after a hard session though in the summer.
That's perfect.
It hits just right. Oh, I was gonna say earlier, we were talking about those reverse hypers on the GHD at the gym.
Yeah.
It's a little better than my setup at home because when I'm not doing them there, I basically just like hook my feet into the shelf.
The plate rack here.
Yeah, I'll just set the box in front of it and I hook my feet in and I just sort of like hook it in there and I do GHD sit-ups or reverse hypers or whatever I want.
It's got this perfect toe lip for you.
Yeah, exactly. Man, Bulgarian split squats are a nice trip. Like you feel like you're putting your life in your hands when you come back. Switch legs halfway and you're like trying to find the bench and you're already tired.
Doing them front rack too, that's even harder.
Yeah. Yeah, good for you. Better, like you said earlier, I'm tipping over too much. Fix my core.
Gotta fix it. People are gonna say you're a hazard after almost falling into the rack there.
Man, the pins are bad because I've set the bench so I don't. It's hard not to pitch a little bit. So sometimes when you're coming up, I'm like really close to the pins, and then I bumped them on the one. All day has been a buy-in for this 40 minutes of assault biking. That's just like it's not gonna be like the end of the world hard. It's just those long pieces of training that you're gonna get 2 minutes into and be like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like I know what I'm in for.
Yeah. And
it's not gonna get significantly worse, but it's just gonna be that hard now for the next like 30, 40 minutes.
Just gotta buckle up and go.
Those are always a treat.
You text Michelle and just say, are you sure it's this many rounds?
I wanted to get clarity on like what the targets were, just because you want to know what the stimulus you're looking for is in a 45-minute interval piece. And if you miss it or you read those instructions wrong, you can really mess yourself up in the first 5 minutes. When you've got multiple days in a row, like I'm on today, tomorrow, and Sunday in a row.
Yeah.
So if you overreach on this one today to finish off day one of 3 in a row, it might adversely affect the rest of your weekend.
So sometimes I try to be careful and ask enough questions so that I know what I'm doing. But I think it really just is what it looks like, unfortunately, this time.
1 hour later.
All right, guys, that's it for today. So more than enough if you ask me. Like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more training content like that. And we're going to bring you guys all kinds of other fun stuff as well that's on the horizon, so stay tuned.